Activists held a protest in Freedom Park against the laws that were newly implemented on the 1st of July nationwide, saying it to be unconstitutional. The group of lawyers, law students, and legal professionals want to persuade the union government to postpone beyond the date for implementation of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita 2023, Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Sanhita 2023, and the Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023 to replace the Indian Penal Code 1860, the Criminal Procedure Code 1973, and the Indian Evidence Act 1872. The activists alleged that three laws will have the effect of impacting the entire structure and the process of criminal justice delivery system in India. Certain provisions have been incorporated that are necessary and urgently required, even including a statutory basis for zero FIRs, decriminalization of homosexuality, and introducing a time limit for completing investigations, among a few others. We spoke to a few activists. Let's listen to why they are protesting and what are their demands.
These laws are unconstitutional because for the reasons our constitution says that you cannot prosecute, you cannot imprison any person without giving him a free and fair trial. But these laws are undermining all the free and fair trial. These laws are undermining natural laws of justice, where we have to give the accused a free trial, where the trial has to go in a free and unbiased manner. This is giving lot of power for the law enforcement agencies, and this power can be used in a corrupted manner by the law enforcement agencies. So before, only till 15 days police custody can be granted, but now the police custody is granted till 60 to 90 days. We all know how much of custodial torture, custodial death news keeps coming. BJP claims that it is taking down colonial era laws, British era laws, and bringing this three criminal codes for the prosecution which is going to happen in this country. But if we dig deeper, so what the BJP is doing is like beating the colonial powers in their own game. So it is strengthening all these colonial laws. If you see, sedition is still there, and provisions like unconstitutional acts, unconstitutional provisions like UAPA, it is being brought into penal codes now. So the ulterior agenda of this thing, the motive of this changes which is made by BJP, it is clearly to suppress the democratic voices in this country, suppress the broad masses of people, by instilling fear in them. Now, the clear-cut agenda of this courts is to make India as a police state, give infinite power in the hands of police. Police already have plethora of power in our country, where, still now there are many under trials who are in prison right now as we speak. Police can remand, police can take custody of people who are whose trial is not over for the purpose of investigation, and so much more things. And there is also, the fabric is developed in such a fashion where people are already scared of police. Now through this new three criminal codes, it is going to give infinite power to the police, and people are going to be more scared of this thing. So people are going to think twice, thrice before coming to the streets and protesting. This is made to facilitate, to push pro-corporate policies onto the people without their resistance.
Progressive democratic activists who are active in the city of Bangalore, we now see that the police are being given unbridled power to do whatever they want. For example, they can arrest people without warrants. People can be kept in custody for almost 90 days now, which was not there previously. They have allowed appearing in court through video conferencing. All these things gives the police a lot of power to carry out their torture tactics. So I think as activists who are trying to actively create awareness within people and also make the government listen regarding legitimate people's demands, the new laws are definitely going to shrink our voices.
One is in terms of what the law actually says, incorporating the UAPA provisions into the new laws, sedition, which there has been a long-standing demand to read down sedition because it's a colonial law, but even though the BJP government has been saying that, they want to do away with the colonial mindset, which is entrenched in these, criminal laws, they continue to, take that forward through these measures. Of course, the kind of violation of right to privacy that we see in these laws, like for example, in the police stations and in the district headquarters, it is now mandated that every accused person, not that he's already been found guilty, but every accused person's name, address, and what he's been charged with has to be published, and not just physically but also digitally. Which means that, accused, even if he's not done the crime and he has to undergo the trial process to ascertain whether he is guilty or not, he will still be reprimanded by the public. He will still be, there will be a public trial that will go on because of such publication. And solitary confinement has been made mandatory. Handcuffing, which the Supreme Court has read down and said that it is not mandatory to handcuff prisoners, has now become mandatory. So these are all violative of the dignity of a person, which already presumes that a person who's been accused of a certain kind of crime is already guilty of it, and without even a trial. Let alone the entire judicial system, the criminal justice system, which is going to be in tatters now. Like for example, now even after the implementation, advocates are wondering whether an exemption petition has to be filed under Criminal Procedure Code or under the BNS. So absolute chaos is what is in place right now. And we urge that the union government withdraws these new criminal laws, and we urge the Karnataka state government to not implement these new criminal laws in the state. So if you look at the history of the BJP government, not just at the center but also in the state when they were in power earlier, before 2018, there were certain anti-people laws and amendments that the BJP government undertook here. But even if you look at the Congress government here, who we have been urging that, they undo whatever the BJP government has done, the Congress has not been forthcoming. Be it the 6 farm laws that are in place, be it the labor law amendments that have taken place. Of course, NEP has been withdrawn, but we do not know what kind of education policy they want to bring forward now. Whether it is the communal policies of the BJP government, nothing has been undone by the Congress government. So even if the law minister is giving us an assurance that the new criminal laws are not going to be implemented in Karnataka, under what circumstances should the people of Karnataka believe that they are going to be protected by the Congress government? I think that's the question that Siddaramaiah government has to answer to the people of Karnataka. If you see in the past 10 years of the BJP government, political prisoners have only been incarcerated, even if they're fighting for the Adivasis of this country, if they're speaking up for the workers of this country. Even when workers were protesting for their rights against Reliance in Maharashtra, they were slapped with UAPA charges. So we see that the government, the BJP government, does not take any sort of resistance, any kind of questioning of the government lightly. We also saw how the farmers were lathi charged in Delhi borders. We also saw how the workers have been fighting for their rights, whether it is the anti-farm laws, whether it is the anti-worker labor codes that are in place, whether students who have been protesting are constantly having to face crackdown at the hands of the Delhi police. So these are all anyway symptoms that we have seen. These are all incidents that we have seen in the past, and definitely bringing in these new criminal laws is going to further castigate any progressive, any democratic voice in this country.